Alright, so we're going to be writing polynomials or even sketching graphs from standard form first, and then second would be from intercept form. This whole beginning portion here is just talking about standard form, and it says largest exponent to smallest exponent. There's an example on the right, which I'm showing you here. An is a leading coefficient, would be this one here. This is your constant term. N is your degree, which is your biggest exponent, so it's 3. Stuff we should know. Now let's move to stuff that we maybe don't know, which is end behavior of a polynomial. It is based on your leading coefficient, and your leading coefficient is the number in front. If you have a positive leading coefficient, it will always goes up on the right. So let's just say you have any kind of graph, and then on the right it'll always be going up, meaning as x goes to positive infinity, your y's are also going to be going to positive infinity. If you have a negative leading coefficient, it always goes down on the right. So let's kind of switch this up and do something like this. So as I'm going to the right, it's going to be going down to negative infinity. So this is what you call end behavior. So now the positive and negative leading coefficient only determines what happens on the right side of the graph. The other side will be determined on whether it's an odd degree or an even degree. If it's odd, one end goes up while the other goes down. If it's an even degree, both go the same, or let's say both end the same direction. Just look at a couple examples to see what it kind of means here. So in this problem here, there's a lot of things to start with. And let's look here where it says, as x approaches infinity, that means as x is going this way. So as my graph goes this way, where's my y going to end up? My y is going up, so it's going to be a positive infinity. Now we know that because it's going up on the right. Let's go with this one. As x goes to negative infinity, so as x is going to the left, where's my y going? Y is also going up. So it'll also be an infinity. My leading coefficient. Because my right side is going up on the right, it's going to be positive leading coefficient. So under leading coefficient, I'm going to write positive. Now for the degree, it wants you to list if it's odd or even degree, and about what the degree is, what's the least possible degree. So first, because they're both going the same way, they're both going up at the end, that's going to make it even. Now for the amount of, what's the degree, the highest degree, we can count kind of lines, and each line is going to be adding a degree. So for example, 1, then it curves and it's going to go up, so that's going to be 2, so that's 1, 2, it goes down, that's 3, goes up, that's 4, goes down, that's 5, up, that's 6. Or you can cut the zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So even degree at least 6th degree. And for the domain and range, so you either have to list all real numbers or you're going to list what you think it's going to be. So for example, my domain from left to right, because this will always be going up and to the right, this will always be going up and to the left, my domain is going to be all real numbers. My range, however, it's going to have a minimum point right here. It's going to have a lowest point. But then it's going to go up forever. So because it has a low point, we're going to say y is greater than or equal to my minimum value. Whatever that minimum value is going to be, it doesn't matter right now. These are just sketches that we want to be able to describe fully. Let's look at another example. We can start with these arrows. Up on the right and down on the left. So if it's going up on the right, that means it's going to be positive infinity. If it's going down on the left, that means it's going to be negative infinity. My leading coefficient, because I'm going up on the right, my leading coefficient is going to be positive. My degree, because they're going opposite directions, it is going to be an odd degree. And let's see of what degree is going to be at least 1, 2, 3. So odd at least third degree. And then my domain and range, when it's going down to the left, up to the right, it's going to be all real numbers for both. So then you can write down all odd degree polynomials both have a domain and range of all real numbers. Once again, all odd degree polynomials have a domain and range of all real numbers. Next example. So, up on the left, down on the right, that's going to make it negative infinity as it's going to the right, positive infinity as it's going to the left. Leading coefficient, because it is going down on the right side, it is going to be a negative leading coefficient. So again, all of these negative, positive, odd, even stuff is coming from this information right up here. My degree, because they're going opposite directions, we know my degree is going to be odd. Now we need to see kind of what it's going to be here, like what number of degrees. Any change, and notice how this one looks kind of odd, any change in direction is another degree. So, for example, 1, 2, 3, this slight change here actually makes it 4 and 5. So odd and at least 5th degree. For these next three, we want to list the leading coefficient, the degree, and then give it a little sketch. So this first example, first thing it's asking for is leading coefficient. We know it's going to be a positive 3. So what does that mean? That means it's going to be positive, meaning up on the right. Next is the degree. My degree is 3. So that means it's going to be odd. So it's going to be about 3 changes in the direction, or 3 changes. So odd, up on the right. So up on the right. Odd means the other side is going to be down. And 3 changes. I'm going to go, this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. My domain and range, if needed, this would be all real numbers for my domain, and my range would be all real numbers. Okay, let's try the next one. Leading coefficient, -1. That means it's negative and down on the right. My degree is 4. So that means even which is going to be same on both ends. So if it's negative and going down on the right, it's also going to be going down on the left. I need 4 changes, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And let's show the last one. Leading coefficient is a -5. That means negative, so down on right. My degree is 5. That means odd. So it's going to be opposite direction on both ends. So if it's down on the right, it's going to be up on the left. And I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you have it.